the best in this sport. Whether you like it or not, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. Woo!
What is good, everybody? Welcome to Georgia Players section, and we ain't going to leave you hanging for long. We're going to get the pleasantries out of the way. Knowshon gets pissed if I don't cheers to him, so there's a little cheers to you right there, TK. But listen, this man needs no introduction, the guy that we're going to start the show off with here, but so excited to be bringing on a former Georgia quarterback, former Georgia all-time great, Super Bowl 56 champion, Mr. Matthew Stafford. Welcome in with us, sir. We appreciate you.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Solid.
Listen, we're coming in this thing hot. No prep, nothing live. We're just shooting from the hip. But that's kind of the gunslinger mentality you've had all your career, Matthew. So we're going with it.
No doubt. I appreciate it. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I was serving up some mac and cheese and meatballs to the little ones, and then decided I need to run over here and hop on. So appreciate you guys having me. Sorry for being a little tardy.
We're grateful, man. We're grateful. 4 girls. First of all, that's the big question. How is the dad life going? Like fill us in on that.
We all got girls. That was one of my questions. I was like, damn, what's daddy stats like? Like what daddy stats like over there?
They got me wrapped up. I got no chance. They're too cute. They tell me to do anything, I'll do it for them. But no, it's a blast. It makes it all worth it. You know, it makes it harder to get up and go to work because they want me to stay at home, but it makes it worth it when you lose and you come home. They don't really care too much, to be honest with you. They just want a hug. So that's the best part of it. I know all you guys feel the same way. So it's the best thing going, but it's tough too.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Knowshon, TK, you got your man here. Fire away.
Yeah, dog. Appreciate you coming on. Nah, man, I want to keep it real light. Now again, TK, you know what? Start it off, T.
I mean, obviously with the Bobo shit. Keep it super light, but got to talk about Bobo obviously getting a job. Man, let's speak to what that means for him. What you think that means for him to get a second go at this thing, and then two, just talk about how awesome it was to work under a cat like Bobo. And me and Sauce was obviously fortunate enough to work with Bobo, but you kind of got a true day to day with him. In that meeting room. Just talk about what these fans, what these guys are gonna get in Coach Bobo, a second go round.
Yeah, he's a true competitor, as you guys know. I mean, anything from mat drills to whatever, he always wanted our quarterbacks to be as good as they could be, competing and all that stuff that I struggled in a little bit. But no, it was fun because my first year, Coach Rick was calling the offense, and it was his kind of offense. And then after that year, Bobo took over, and we got to kind of build it from the ground up and how we wanted it to look and what it was going to be like. I'm sure that was 15 years ago. It's evolved so much since then. He's obviously had success at other places, Colorado State, Auburn, some of those places. And then I knew when Kirby got the job there, they were such good buddies that I was hoping they'd get the opportunity to work together again. Didn't know in what capacity that would be. And then, obviously with the, with him, Monken moving on and Bobo moving in, I'm sure that's a dream come true for both those guys, being longtime buddies, to be able to work together like that, for a team that looks like they're going to be really good again. And, they just kind of reload every single year. So I'm excited. I know they're going to do whatever's best, for their team. Every team is kind of different. Like you guys know, year in and year out, you got either maybe a great runner with a great block, run blocking O-line, or you got some receivers on the outside that can do work with, guys that can pass block. So they'll figure out what's best for the team and go from there.
Straight up.
Knowshon. Go ahead, TK.
No. He mentioned like working with your buddies. That was like one of my other questions, bro. It's not often. Obviously, you were roommates with Chap and Sean Chappis and Chris Brown.
Yeah,
sir. Got us, Chap Daddy Dollars. Yes, sir. So you was roommates with them cats in college. So it's unheard of for college roommates to then be teammates. How much fun was it having them cats, in Detroit with you during your tenure there? And then two, it had to do something to your confidence, to your comfort level, just having, those cats around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. They lived with me for a year and a half or so while they were there, so it was a lot of fun. It was kind of like the House 43 in Athens all over
Oh,
again. It
yeah.
seemed like.
Yeah,
But,
been in there.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I was tell the story. We were in Lambeau. I forget what year it was, 2013, 12, 13, something like that, maybe 11. And I looked out to Durham and gave him an old signal for, what used to be like a run it and go, TK. So we, like a stop and go. And I gave him that signal in Lambeau, and he did it, ran a stop and go, and then made a one-handed catch like in the snow.
Dirty.
And it was on that like NFL, year-long commercial promo was Durham like reaching out in the snow, making this catch. And moments like that, were what made it awesome. And it was a whole lot of fun playing with those guys for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, I'll tell you what, I think I remember that because I was looking over there like, man, shoot, they need it back. I was like, they need it back. Let me get over there and play with the boys.
No doubt.
Shoot. But what's your thoughts on this recruiting landscape, bro? Like how, the NIL number one, and then this transfer portal was crazy.
It
What's
is.
your thoughts on this?
It's wild. I don't know if it can be sustained for as long as they want it to be sustained for, or whatever. Maybe one or the other is kind of my thought. Like either pay the guys, which I think is great, but got to have some kind of loyalty, as far as otherwise you're just a free agent every year and these kids are bouncing around, which I'm all for. Like if guys are good enough to get paid, let them get paid. But I don't know. It seems like a little bit of a slippery slope. And I know just talking to coaches and people that work in, college football, it's not only do you have to recruit the kids to get them there, then you got to recruit them while you're there to stay there. It just seems like a ton of work right? And something that I'll never have to deal with. So
that's crazy. And that's what I be thinking about though, is about our time. Like how would it have been, man? How would it have been with just the NIL number one?
This man was out in Texas.
Around, he was would have been all over the place getting
that's not true.
Dollar.
Bro.
Nah, that's not true. I would have stayed, but bro, the dollars that would have been coming in.
Monday.
Stafford was 5-star #1 recruit in the country. You talk about NIL. The NIL would have been flowing like milk and honey coming out of there, man.
Not the milk and honey.
Yeah, you might not have would have ended up at Georgia. Really?
Yeah.
That Texas money would have been.
Yeah.
right. I don't know. I don't know what that would have looked like, to be honest with you. I'm just glad. Like, part of me is like, man, that would have been fun. But I'm also glad that we had the experience we had where. If you found $20 on the side of the road, you were living large. So it was a whole lot of fun to do Athens. I feel like the way that we did it. I'm sure it's changed so much, and I can't even imagine having that kind of money being a college kid walking around. It would have been insane.
Yeah, no, I feel like it definitely takes a little bit of the purity out of it for sure.
Yes.
Speaking of insane, your honorary captain when Georgia goes in and just demolishes TCU. You were there in the building. What has it been like as a former Georgia Bulldog, seeing what the level that Kirby has risen the program to? Take us back about, a little over almost 2 years. What was it like when they got over the hump for Alabama? And then what was it like this past time?
Yeah, no doubt. It's been really impressive to see what he's been able to do in such a short amount of time. We had some great players when we were there for sure. But they are just locked and loaded every single year, it feels like. He's got those guys playing the way he wants them to play. The defense is playing great. A couple years ago, that defense was unbelievable, and this year a little bit more of a balanced squad. But it was pretty impressive to see what they were able to do to TCU, who was like a gritty, tough team. You thought, okay, maybe they'll find a way to stay in this game, and it was apparent pretty early that that thing was going to be one-sided. I was down there on the field, like you said, for the coin toss, and kind of got a feeling just seeing our guys walking around and seeing their guys walking around that, we were going to be in good shape if we went out and executed, and that's the way it was.
It kind of reminded of I don't know, maybe a Sugar Bowl game against Hawaii, kind of similar type atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Or when we played Alabama at our place and they ran out the tunnel, and I was like, we might be in some trouble.
That's what I was going to ask you about when them beating Alabama. With Georgia beating Alabama, was that kind of sweet in an NFL locker room to be able to talk a little junk against some guys once Georgia got over the hump? Your alma mater doing some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. We have some Bama guys in our locker room, so it's always nice to take a couple shekels off those guys. when they're talking, running their mouth, and being able to win a little bit of money off them. But it was it's a whole lot of fun to watch them right now. I know that Georgia's doing some pretty outstanding stuff, and seems like year in and year out, man. These Kirby's just got them reloaded and ready to go.
I've got one more for you, and then go ahead, Knowshon.
Give one more. No,
I got one last one.
Yeah,
for
give
you.
him with the serious shit, man. I want to get some.
But
all right, go ahead.
This isn't so much serious. This isn't so much serious. This is just, it's kind of serious. You had a certain guy that you played for a long time with, maybe was even in your wedding, that now has a quarterback that's really, really good as a son. With Dom Raiola. What's going on there, man? I mean, you do it pulling your weight, trying to get him to be a Georgia Bulldog. Is that what's going on?
I to be honest with you, I want whatever is best for him. He's such a talented player. I remember a couple years ago, Dom started sending me tapes and was like, "Hey, this is what he's doing at practice," and I'm just like, "Holy cow!" I mean, he is ultra talented. He looks like he plays like Mahomes to me. With his athleticism, he's bigger than I am already. I ran into him at Calvin's Hall of Fame deal, and it just blew me away how big he was and how well he's moving and throwing and doing it. But yeah, I definitely text him about, hey, any questions about the school, any questions about coaches, players, whatever it is. But I'm a huge fan of their family and a huge fan of the Raiolas. So I just want what's best for them and what's best for all their kids. But wouldn't mind seeing them in the red and black. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Knowshon, TK, what y'all got? One more for Matthew?
Man, I don't got really anything. I was gonna say, man, you got dinner to get back to. Really, honestly, you got dinner. And shoot, what you got going on, man? Tell the people what you got going on. If you got anything going on that you want to, share with them.
No, man, I'm just hanging. I'm loving life. God, this will be 15 for me coming up. That
bro,
15 years. Brother. So
that's a blessing.
I'm hanging on by thin skin right now, but it's a whole lot of fun. I love it out here. It's obviously a big move, but it's been great. Looking forward to next year. I'd love getting to catch up with you guys, man. It's been too long. Y'all need to make it out over here and come hang with me.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get out there.
Appreciate you, big guy.
Appreciate you guys, man. It's great to see
Matthew,
you guys.
It's been a pleasure. We appreciate it, man.
You got it anytime. Y'all be good.
All right, brother.
All right.
Enjoy dinner, man.
The legend, Matthew Stafford, there with us. We really, man, that was huge. That was big, guys. Getting Matthew Stafford on with us, talking a little bit about Bobo and talking about his just time in the league, everything that he's done. This man, didn't even get a chance to ask him about this, but this is a guy who I was looking up today. Not only did he win Super Bowl 56, guys, but he did it in a comeback victory. And that is not something that is uncommon for Matthew Stafford. I was looking, he so far in his career, he's going into year 15. He's got 34 comeback victories and 42 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. The man is clutch, and I think he was there in the presence and saw Stetson Bennett do some clutch stuff, not necessarily that national championship game, but in the fourth quarter of that Ohio State game. So seems like some Georgia quarterbacks here in the last decade or so starting to pull out that clutch gene a little bit, fellas.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, it was dope having Staff on, another clutch quarterback. As you speak of, and so many questions that I wanted to ask him too. That we didn't get a chance to ask.
Yeah, that dinner though. Gotta get to dinner.
Yeah. You gotta go eat. I mean, I was coming in hot from a dinner, so I know how that goes. But yeah, man, like the dude played with Calvin, AJ, Odell, Cooper Kupp, just some crazy ass like receivers, bro. And you got to think on one side he's fortunate to play with them, but damn, they fortunate enough to to be playing with him too. So it's just 13, he wanted to go play with him. So I mean, it speaks volumes to who Matthew is as a person, who he is as a quarterback, and how he goes about his business. So again, hats off to him. Thank him for coming on the show, man. What's next up for us, Blayne? What's the next segment?
We got a new little segment here, and listen, there was a little viral moment that happened with the Super Bowl. It comes at Chris Stapleton's time to come out there, and Sirianni is going through some stuff and things like that. He's feeling the emotions, and the tears start flowing a little bit, right? So, that brought everybody back to Knowshon. So it's time for a segment we're going to be talking about here called Knowshon's Notes. I don't have the thing queued up right here. We'll have that next week. Production, we got to get that. Listen, Knowshon's Notes. Tell us a little bit about emotion in the Super Bowl, because I think you definitely have the record for largest tears ever seen in humankind when it comes to that. One, what did you think as soon as you saw Sirianni, and the Eagles, the tears flowing? Did you know that you were about to go viral with people tweeting your picture and all that kind of stuff?
Bro, first of all, the first thing TK said, I looked right over to him. I'm looking up at it. I was just like, oh, look. He's like, oh, you're about to go viral. Bro, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, let me see what's going on here with the tears. Nah, but yeah, he was going, though. His tears was going a little something. I can't lie. I don't know if I had to rate it, I'll give it a nice cool little 7.5. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too bad. But the emotions are definitely flowing in any game. If any game, is flowing. In the Super Bowl, come on, man. The Super Bowl, you're going to have those emotions flowing so deep. Just thinking about what it took for you and the team to get there, and how badly you just want it. And that's what I see in those tears. It's just like it's anger, it's happiness, it's all kinds of emotions. The sadness, it's all kinds of different emotions, right? That's going through you at that moment. And you just want to go out there and compete and go out there and perform the best you can. So that's why I saw in those tears, man. I loved it. I love seeing that. That made me, feel that, hey, he's ready for this game. And shoot, it was a nice little performance in the beginning. It was a nice performance by all those artists up there for sure.
Look at this. Look at my man here. Big old it wasn't just the tears. Them things, like that thing projectile out of the eye. Like, what's going on here? You like crying. Like, what were you thinking about in that moment? Like, what was going through your mind?
The things I think about every game, man. Just how fortunate and how blessed we are as players to be on that field and to do the things that we love, man. And it's tough getting to that point, practices and meetings and all that stuff, man. You finally get on that field to play, get to battle against somebody else, not just your own teammates, and you just, for me, I just thought about, what it took for me to get there, not only into the league, but in high school and growing up as a kid, and just all those emotions and different thoughts come in my head. And, I'm praying for the other team. I'm praying, for our team, for the wellness and health in this game, because we go into battle and you just go out there and play, man. So
Alex
that's what
he had that waterfall on his face. Shout out to Alex. He was the one that tweeted that out, by the way, over there. So
definitely can attest to what you're saying, though. So it's like everybody, no matter religion, faith or whatever you believe, I feel like those moments in that national anthem are special because of the things you said. No matter what you believe, I feel like you're thinking of those things. You're thinking of the things that got you there. You're thinking of the moments that got you there, the people, and just like you said, how fortunate you are to be there, and just like for me, just thanking the man that he's brought me thus far, and I've got the ability to do what I do, and for my family and friends and for fans. So it's definitely just a reflective moment, that national anthem. And I'm sure Nick Sirianni, just like Knowshon, in his Niagara Falls photo was just my fault, bro. It was just having a real heartfelt moment, and that happens to players sometimes.
Absolutely. And listen, there were a lot of guys that had really good weeks with the Super Bowl coming in this and that, but TK had a special guy. I do have this video queued up, so Knowshon, I'll have your production next week. But I got something tight. We got a little segment here It's time for Tavarres' King of the Week.
Yep, I love it. That was pretty dope, Blayne. Appreciate that. Shout out production. Knowshon, you got to tell them to work on yo
Yeah,
joint, though,
sure.
'cause, you know, yeah. But no, man, this week, my king of the week is none other than my good friend, fellow wide receiver, Malcolm Mitchell. Read with Malcolm. Malcolm is an author of several books, several children's books. Has a deal with Scholastic and does phenomenal work with them. It was it was game time. It was the Read Bowl, and Malcolm just hosted his Read Bowl across the globe. Thousands of kids participated in it. It's something so special. It's he focuses on the kids that reads the most minutes, and that's super special. I think it's something very awesome. And so I just want to say hats off to Malcolm for doing what he does.
A little round of applause for Malcolm there. Absolutely.
Hats off to him for doing what he does. And if you want to donate to Malcolm's Foundation, go check that out over at Read with Malcolm.
Absolutely. So Malcolm Mitchell, the Tavarres' King of the Week. And now, guys, listen, you came for the Matthew Stafford interview. That's what we put on there. Now you're going to stay for the Elite 11. We're going to have several Elite 11s as we go throughout the offseason here. And this Elite 11 is going to be about the top newcomers to the Georgia team. And also at the end, we'll talk a little bit about some other teams around the SEC that got some newcomers. Even going to have a Dos Zapatos stand on 2 feet prediction in there from I think TK later on that might not even go with the theme. So we'll see how it all plays out.
You know what I want to do.
Absolutely. So guys, the way this works is we're going to take turns. We're going to go at random. And what I'm going to do is, since I didn't have Knowshon's video linked up, Knowshon's going to get first pick.
Oh.
And
I don't want first.
We'll go counterclockwise.
That's
so
how you want to do it? You want first pick of if you pick go first?
Yeah, so we'll get Knowshon, TK, and then me. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down from 11 to 1, each of us taking one of the spots, and we're going to name our top 11 newcomers for the 2023 season for
he said he
University
want to go
of Georgia.
Last, bro.
But wait,
he wants to go last?
Let me ask how this is going though. So it goes 1, 2, 3, then back to 1, or does it go 1, 2, 3?
No, it goes 11, 10,
No.
9.
I'm talking about our place.
It just goes and keeps going around.
So 1,
Same
2,
order.
3, back to 1, 2, 3.
Yep,
I want 3.
That's it.
I want 3.
You want 3? Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go first or second?
I go last.
TK.
I'm gonna go first.
Okay, who's number 11 then? Tell us who number 11 on your.
You ain't first.
You're supposed to swoop into 11, like 11.
Zoom. All right, here we go, man. Number 11, Peyton Woodring, the kicker, coming in.
What?
Yeah, bro, you
right.
hating on him, and that's why I put him at 11, bro. You got to get some kicker love out here, fam. You got to get.
We're talking before the show, and Knowshon's like, we're talking about newcomers and all this kind of stuff.
You got to give the kicker some love, bro. We just lost an amazing kicker in jackpot, bro.
Somebody's got to kick that thing through the uprights.
Exactly, precisely. And listen. I'm not gonna shit on the kid before he get here. The boy made a 60-yarder, bro, in high school. Mm-hmm. You gotta think that his leg only gonna get stronger, bro. You gotta think it's only gonna get stronger. So let's just hope that he has nerves of steel, that he got a little swagger to him. You know what I'm saying? Got a little Billy Bop to him, and hey, he's that guy. I'm putting my man's in the Elite 11 right now.
All right. Well, listen,
Peyton,
I ain't say that it wasn't important. I ain't say it wasn't important, but I mean, there's a lot of other positions.
At the top. I put him at the.
Okay.
Put him up there. It is.
Here's the thing. He's going to be in competition for that job. He may or may not win it. But listen, a 60-yarder, and if you see video of that thing, you'll have to go out and search it on YouTube. This man, okay, this is off a grass field in Louisiana. Who knows how it's probably potholes, everything like that. It ain't manicured like a college field, right? And he hits it from 60. that thing would have been good from 67. He drilled it. I mean, absolutely drilled it. So coming in at number 11 is Peyton Woodring.
The kicker.
All right. Now
I'm
going to
go. Hey, only mad at me.
I'm going at number 10 here.
Number 10, here we go. Let me see what I have for 10.
I am going to go on the offensive side of the ball. Georgia has a lot of talent. You know, a lot of, despite what some people want to say or think and stuff like that, they got a lot of talent stacked up at the wide receiver position. But I think this is a young cat that can come in with size, with versatility, with physicality, and potentially carve himself out a role at that X receiver position. I'm going to go at number 10 with Tyler Williams.
I knew he was going to do that.
I think from Lakeland, Florida, you know, measuring around 6'4", well up over 200 pounds now. It's a guy who, you know, they used him on tunnel screens and stuff like that, but he can use that big body and position himself away from defenders. I think he's got a shot to carve out a little bit of a role. TK, you've played that X position. You know, he seems to have what it takes to be productive in it.
Yeah, I like him over there, bro. I had him kind of in that same little range.
I had him a little lower, but okay.
Yeah, I had him a little lower.
That's the beauty of this. We can disagree now.
Yeah, I had him a little lower because we don't have a body. We don't have a body like that one, and he's a different kind of tall receiver. Like as I was watching the tape, you usually see them lanky ass tall receivers that look like they like running lanky and tall. Them lanky ass legs sliding, bro. Like he can run. Like he can actually run. So I'm intrigued to see what he does in that room. It gives us another weapon in the red zone, obviously being a big body. But yeah, I had him a little lower than that. You had him at the 10 spot, but I'm with it. Okay, I'll take it.
All right, Knowshon, where are we going?
Okay. You know what? Let me see for 9. There's so many different ways I can go here. Ooh, because I like that as well. You know what? We're at 9. I'm going to move this guy up one more. I'm going to go my big boy. I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball. Jamal Jarrett, D-line.
Oh,
6'5", 340. You know I love my big interior linemen. I love them. So,
listen, he's 340.
Size.
They're being nice about the 340. This man's probably 360 at least. Okay, at least
he's up there. Nah, but I like him, man. I want him to get a little bit better with his hands. I have in my notes. But for his size, man, he's a really good athlete. You know what I mean? And stuff up that middle is going to be imperative. You know what I'm saying? We're going to definitely need that at some point. It's some other people that are coming in on the D-line, though, that we're probably going to get to later. But this one right here, since you guys took my he was at 8, so I just brought him back up. I brought him to 9.
Absolutely. He's going to be don't worry, Andy and Tim, I blocked that dude in the chat, so you're welcome. But anyways, Jamal Jarrett, big body. Okay. He's from Grimsley High School in North Carolina, same area that Jordan Davis is from. And, TK, that worked out pretty good last time Georgia went and got a big bodied interior guy from North Carolina. Jordan Davis was, he was in there playing with the Eagles in the Super Bowl in his rookie year this year. And now they're looking for, Jamal Jarrett, who, if you see a picture of those two standing beside each other, it's like a clone in terms of their body type. So as a freshman, he can make a little impact. Maybe be that run stopper.
Yeah, I could definitely see him. Plugging up the middle of that line. So yeah, for sure.
Chris Taylor said Knowshon took Jamal at 9 because Woodring was already off the board. He's messing with you there. Now. He thought you have him a little bit lower now. Man. All right, so TK, we're back to you, and now it's going to be number 8 on the countdown. Number 8.
Ooh.
Number 8 for me. I'm gonna have to go Big Monroe Freeland. OLDL. I love him at the tackle spot.
Really?
Obviously playing both sides of the ball. You see that he's got a little versatility to him. But the thing that I love the most remind me a little bit of my college roommate Ben Jones. Was just the nastiness, bro. You saw it over.
Yeah,
and
he's
over
nasty.
You saw it
especially
over
in the run game. Right?
Yeah, you saw it over and over and over again. I was just like, damn, this kid is like really just like doing whatever he wants to people. So I'm definitely excited to see what Coach Searles does when he gets his hands on him. You know what I'm saying? When he figures out the knowledge of the game, one, but two, works on hand placement and because that nastiness is something that you can't teach. And I'll tell you this, Coach Searles loves a nasty O lineman. And Monroe Freeland is that. So when he gets in there, I think he'll make an impact.
Listen, he checked in at Georgia 6'7", 309 pounds. This dude is, and in the All-American game out in San Antonio, he looked phenomenal. He's got long arms, like you said. He can bend. He's nasty in the run game. Listen, Kirby has made no bones about it, especially at a left tackle. He's not real high on starting a freshman tackle. But
and that's what I was going to do. I was like, it's tough to play a tackle.
It is, league. But the thing is, Broderick Jones gone to the NFL. Ernest Green had back surgery, last year, neck surgery, and he's recovering from that. So who knows how that's going to be? You got Austin Blasky who could play there a little bit, but just having that depth and me being able to maybe step in, maybe even later in the year, Monroe Freeling, I like that selection a lot. TK.
Yeah, for sure, Chris. That's hilarious. He said Ben Jones. He said Ben Jones seemed like that kid that wants to be the dirtiest at the end of practice. And we're jumping the gun just to make sure he is. Yo, that's Ben. He was that kind of dude. But I'm telling you, man, at the O-line spot, bro, you just gotta be grimy, bro. Ben ripped Josh Bynes' dread out of his head. And put it in his pants to save.
My goodness.
He's wild boy.
Listen, we're down to number 7 now. My turn here. Now listen, we all consensus on, I don't even know how this math's going to work out and who's going to get number 1, but we all consensus on who number 1 is before we get there. Okay. We better not leave that man out. Okay.
I don't know.
Y'all leave him out. I'm going to lose my mind. All right. So we go number 7. Yeah. We go number 7 right here. And I'm going to go with a guy, an in-state guy, a guy that's already starting to turn heads, did some things even in bowl practice that helped Georgia prepare, and is following in a long tradition now of inside linebackers that could end up being dominant. I'm going to go with CJ Allen from Barnesville, Georgia. This man, listen, he was a running back half the time for Barnesville, just dominating down there at Lamar County and running through people. But this man's going sideline to sideline. Early reports are that he looks really, really good. There'll probably be another inside linebacker on this list at some point as we go forward. I have a feeling in this countdown. But CJ Allen, he's a name to keep an eye on. Listen, Tennessee wanted him bad. Oklahoma wanted him bad. USC wanted him bad. Georgia ends up keeping him in state, and Glenn Schumann just continues to stack up talented guys like Cordwood out there. I mean, it's ridiculous how many talented inside linebackers. But listen, when an inside linebacker can play fullback in the wing tee, Knowshon, and just run away from dudes on film, you got to like that. You got to like it.
Yeah, I mean, I like it a little something.
Yeah, y'all go talking too. Talking about that dumbass wing tee, y'all gotta talk.
Yeah,
Knowshon played in the wing tee. Right. The wing tee is love right now.
Get you right now, for real now. But what I'm saying is, it was I saw a lot of those highlights, a lot of running back highlights. A couple backer highlights. It was okay. I think you reached a little bit on that one.
Oh, I think
you reached on 7.
Reached at 7.
I mean, I watched it. He wasn't in the top 11. I maybe would have put him at 11. But okay. But that's the love about the game. He's gonna come in, he's gonna go into spring training, and he's gonna be able to prove it, and he's gonna go out there and be able to earn that position. So I can't wait to see. I'm gonna get my eyes on him definitely when this training camp comes around.
All right. Who's your pick at number 6?
Oh, shit. Is my go ready? Oh. Okay, so I could go there, but I like him a little bit lower.
Listen at him talking to himself. He's like, Knowshon thinks.
But it's funny, though, because I have him at 6, though. So, therefore, I got to put him there. I'm going A.J. Harris.
I like him a lot.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
I like that kid. Bro, I like that kid. You got him at 6?
Yeah, I got him at 6 because there's some other pieces up there that's going to go a little bit higher on the defensive side.
I like him.
But no, I love him. Physical guy, at the line of scrimmage, a guy that could come up and make tackles, a dude that's not afraid to come up and interrupt a screen or, go up there and make the tackle. He has a really good instinct for the ball, and I love the way he breaks on the ball and breaks on guys on their cuts. TK, you could explain it. You go ahead, tell him about it, man, because it's just amazing how he can stick on someone's hip.
Yeah, like the man-to-man defense that he was playing was very, very, very impressive. Tracking the hip, super impressive. Knowshon just mentioned, but even like the IQ, the thing that jumped off the tape when I was watching AJ Harris was the IQ, bro. That like the first 2 plays, I was like, damn, this kid's smart. Like, they ran a simple stout, which is a streak, a go, and an out. They ran that, but he was playing a cover 3 and just baited that corner, played it just long enough to bait that quarterback to throw that out route, took it the other way. And then you don't see that stuff from young kids. So to see that, I was just like, damn, like he's got it. He's got it. So
the thing about AJ Harris is, think about it, really Georgia stuck mainly with 2 main corners all year in terms of their outside guys. It was Keely Ringo and Kamari Lassiter. Kamari Lassiter is going to return back. In my opinion, I know Keely Ringo is probably going to be a high draft pick with his speed and all that. I think Kamari Lassiter was the best corner on the team last year. I think he was really, really good. But here's the thing about AJ Harris. Dalen Everett, you got Nyland Green, you got a bunch of guys. Jaheim Singletary transferred out. You got a bunch of guys who have been there in the system, but they haven't really played yet. TK, your thought about AJ Harris being a smart guy, that gives him a chance to even up with these guys if he can grasp the system, because he's every bit as athletic as they are.
But I think my thought holds true, because even now that I think about watching this tape earlier, thinking about it, he played inside, outside. He did different stuff. So I know it's there. I know that he's a football guy, because he's moving pre-snap before, he's on it. So I'll tell you, Knowshon, I had him at 3. Like, I think he's that good. I don't know, like, just watching him, I was just like, damn, he's probably going to be special. So yeah, bro. I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, this list is elite, all of them. But yeah, I was excited. Definitely was excited about that kid.
Yep. Well, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. You're breaking into the top 5 right here, TK. So it's a prestigious pick right here. Listen, as we go forward, you got to think about needs. You got to think about what Georgia's need and how they're going to fit in. So
don't tell me what I need to think about.
Who's number 5?
Tell him, Sauce. Don't tell me what I need to think about.
I'm over here scrambling. I'm scrambling as a GM right now. I'm like,
yeah. I know, me too. It's my
number
turn,
5. Who you got, TK?
Shit, I just talked about him like he was my pick, ain't it? Yeah. Hey, check this out, bro. I'm gonna go with Damon Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh my, really? This
I liked him a lot too, bro. And the thing that I liked was get off. He was super explosive. And just from watching the other cats to him, I saw a lot more hands. I saw a lot more bull rush, just technique stuff, dip. And I was just looking at little stuff that you can work with. And I mean, the kid's 6'5", 240, but that get off was just crazy. It's hard to. Here's one thing too. Let me backpedal a little bit. It's hard to measure like a DN, because don't nobody want to block their ass in high school. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to measure that. But I mean, just watching his get off, watching his hands, those were things that struck out to me.
Did you go look at his highlights?
But you can tell me why you
That's
don't
the
agree.
thing.
You don't agree. You don't like it, Sauce?
No,
Tim said you don't agree. Tim, he don't agree.
No, that's because now I saw what you saw. Yeah, he was getting off. He was able to beat, really pretty much whoever was in front of him. But I didn't see many moves. I didn't really, it was just really one move. I'm gonna go around you and I'm gonna beat you with the size. But I like what you said though. You did say that, something that you can work with and develop. I do like
over
that.
there pulling the Dennis Rodman name.
Yeah, decent size is what I said too on here.
He was here, and then
the ball bounce. It's gonna go boom.
I don't know though, man. It wasn't enough. I didn't see a lot of sauce in there, but we can work on it, like you said. You can work on it.
Yeah, 100%.
Here's the thing with Damon Wilson. You can never have too many elite edge rushers, and here's the deal, because you saw how Georgia got a little thin at times. Robert Beal banged up, Chaz Chambliss was banged up on the edge, and Michael Williams and Marvin Jones, who were freshmen last year, end up coming in and getting a lot of playing time. Well, here's Damon Wilson, who's a pass rushing specialist, and looks like he's been poured out of that mold that Chidera Uzo-Duribe loves to go out and recruit since he's got here. 6'5", 240, quick twitch, right off the bat. And you were right, TK. Sometimes those left tackles that he was going up against, they had no desire to get that pass set going and get back there.
Yeah, it looked like he was just going down the line sometimes. But I was just looking at the technique.
So I got you.
And the get off. Like I said, the first 3 get off is what's written down right here on the pad, bro. Like, because he was, it was just explosive.
Absolutely. Well, it's my turn at number 4. I do want to tell everybody that if all the legal troubles and everything were cleared up with Ra Thomas, this is where we would be. No, I'm saying that's where we would be.
I didn't even put him.
I know. That's what I'm telling everybody. We're not taking him into consideration right now because the status is unclear. So we just said we're going to leave him out. But I would probably slot him right here if he was available. Just putting that disclaimer out there for everybody. Now
at 4,
that's where I would put him if he was here. But since he is not in it,
don't do me. Who are you gonna do here? You're gonna take my.
Listen, there is a need on the back end with a player like Chris Smith, who has he's going to do himself well. I think Chris Smith's going to end up being a 2nd-round pick. They need something at safety, and they need a guy who can play in all facets of the game. And boy, did Will Muschamp go out and get him one. He went all the way up to the New England area, up in Massachusetts, and ends up pulling out Jonell Aguero. I'm going to put Jonell Aguero at number 4.
Aguero.
This man can do everything. I
have to agree with it too, bro. I have to agree with it. The boy, I think he had like 6 punt return touchdowns. So you're spot on with that, bro. The boy special.
Yeah.
Listen, the first highlight, the first clip, he coming downhill on someone, bro. This is when I think of a safety, I'm being for real. When I'm thinking about a safety, and listen, I'll turn off your highlights real fast if you could just coming up making these little, just little pity pat tackles, right? But I'm talking about first play of the game. This man's coming up, first play of his highlights coming up and just laying the wood. I love it, man. It puts fear in not only running back, man, put fear in those receivers coming across that middle or wherever they're gonna be coming from, because he coming downhill, bro. And I love it. Love every bit of it.
Now, I will say this: playing high school ball up in New England's a little bit different than playing in Georgia. In Georgia,
it's like New Jersey too,
bro. Listen, the tape don't lie. I don't care who you play.
I agree. I'm just saying I don't think people should maybe put the same expectations on him that Malachi Starks had, in my opinion, because Malachi Starks was a dude. I mean, freshman All-American type player and really balled out. But I do think Jonell Aguero can be a big piece on this team this year. Will Muschamp and company going out. So now it's the Elite 11, but we're in elite territory right here. Knowshon, number 3, which direction are you going?
That's crazy. Okay, because I had Jonell. I had him at 3. I was gonna pick him at 3, but I like that, man. Honestly, it's a lot of players out here still and you can't go wrong with it. But since I think this is my last pick, I'm gonna go down south with it. I gotta go down south with it to Florida, Jacksonville, West Side High School, Jordan Hall, baby.
Good gracious, that boy cold, boy. That boy cold. Hey, that boy can sing. Ain't that what they say?
Bro, when I say, first of all, I saw him just like you saw on Monroe Freeling in that All-Star little event that they had down there, Blayne. I saw the same thing with Jordan. He was down there just no one could block him. No one could block that dude. I love his hands, man. He uses his hands so well for a high schooler. You know what I mean? He must have been watching tape. The man he can stand up. You can have him stand up if you want on the end. Or you can move him around a little bit just because how athletic he is. Big boy. And I just love that. I just love this one, man. He could bull rush you, do it with his hands. He going to be a starter. Hey, Sopatos, give me a Sopato Jones. I'm going with him. Hey, give me a Sopato.
Hold on.
That Moreno.
She don't want that. She don't want that 2-footed bad boy. She don't want that Dos Zapatos animal. You know what I'm saying?
Dos Zapatos prediction, 2 feet on it. Knowshon says Jordan Hall's going to end up starting before the year's over.
That Moreno came out when you said that Zapatos, didn't it?
Tell me about it, though. What y'all think about that? I'm telling you, man, he's a player, man. He's really is.
I have to agree with you, bro. It's funny. I just looked up, like, his nickname is the Big Baby. On my notes, I got grown man baby. Cause that man is bro. Like he's a kid, bro. But the way that he plays the game is very very adult. So I mean it's gonna be fun to watch. I don't think that's a crazy 10 toes down, no, Sean. I definitely don't. I think that was a great pick. I had him right there as well.
Here's the thing about Jordan Hall too. His high school team was straight garbage. They were awful. Okay. And that says a lot about that, man, because in today's day, okay, people don't stick with their team. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, well, I'm going to go to, IMG Academy, or I'm going to go and do this and that. I'm going to go play all this other kind of stuff. He stood with his guys. He still got recognized, still was one of America's best players coming out of high school, even when his team wasn't that good around him. And that's not the easiest thing to do at times. So, kudos for that to Jordan Hall. And listen, he's a guy at 6'5", 306. He can move anywhere. Depending on the personnel package you're in, he can move anywhere from a shade nose all the way out to a 7 technique if you needed him to, and blow up a tight end. I mean, that is that he's got that kind of range, that kind of quickness, ability to change direction. The strong hands at the line of scrimmage, brings that punch. So I think Jordan Hall is a tremendous pick. All right, TK. We're getting down to the final 2 here now.
This is it, man. I can't wait to see this, bro, because come on, give it to me. Pause.
Hey, man, go on with that bullshit. Like,
can't.
I'm down my pick right now.
No,
I'm just playing. Check this out. This is probably where Rara would have went for me too. Obviously, being a receiver, I gotta have us low. But man, I think Dominic Lovett is probably that guy to go here. I mentioned I think that Don Lovett was a major grab out of the transfer portal. I think I mentioned that in the show before. I think that he's a different type of receiver than we have in the building right now. He's a guy that Bobo's going to be able to utilize, get the ball in his hand early, do some of those. I mean, he's able to do that with Ladd too, but I think that he has a different little wiggle to him. Not only can he beat you in the vertical game, but he has that different wiggle. Kind of big praise, but Miko Hardman-esque, I would say, has that kind of wiggle to him. So I'm excited to see what he does. I'm interested to see how they utilize him, how Bobo utilizes him. But no doubt, I think he'll emerge, and the fans will, pun intended, love it.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't believe he's not number one. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to. Who do you think is number one? That's what I want to do.
Because I went too, boy.
He went too, but now this is going to be on you. So
yeah, but now I don't have it. Like, he would be my number one. That is who I would pick at number one. Like
can't
that.
Do that. So go ahead.
That would be. I'll take Dominic Lovett at 2 and 1.
It don't go down like that. It don't go down like that, Blayne.
That's how good
Tell me about it. Why you like it so much, Blayne?
Listen, Georgia has not had a dynamic receiver like this in terms of all the different things he can do and literally what he can do after the catch. Listen, Ladd McConkey is explosive and he's quick in and out of breaks and he does really good things getting himself open. And yes, he can run after you get, but Dominic Lovett, listen, is going to be that slot guy that they can move him. They can motion him into the backfield. They can do all kinds of different stuff. He can run every route there is out there. And he's going to help a new quarterback so much, so much, because he's going to be able to run those option routes. He's going to be able to run things underneath and really how are you going to cover him with a linebacker if you put him in the slot or a safety rolls down? It's a mismatch. Mm-hmm. Give me Dominic Lovett all day long. 56 catches, I think, for 146 yards for Missouri. And that was without Brady Cook playing his best ball earlier in the year. Mike Bobo is going to have a field day with Dominic Lovett on this offense.
Yeah, 100%. 100% he's going to have a field day, bro. I'm super excited about it. I had to go second, bro.
He has to go.
That was my guy.
Nah, Blayne.
He's just stealing my pick.
Nah, check it. Throw up. I like him too in the private chat over there on what we talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
I like him
talk
too.
About it. You can give us two more. First of all, give us number one.
Hold on. I like. Let's backpedal. I like what Chris said. Chris said, then name a QB and support it. So that's really gonna be the newcomer. If you. So who do you think?
Well. But that goes against. We're talking about guys new to the roster.
I know.
Right?
Do that. Do that new to the roster, but then do that just on the spot.
Okay, I'll do new to the roster because the guy that I would have taken it to, if I had been going to, I would have put Dominic Lovett one. The guy I would have taken it to would have been Smoke Bowie. So I'm gonna throw him in there just to round out the 11 because I think Smoke Bowie can really. Listen, Tyke Smith played a little bit coming off of that injury at the star position. Smoke Bowie is a guy you can move around in different places. He's got that connection with Kirby Smart. There were some things that, being from Bainbridge, some things that happened. He ended up going to Texas A&M. I think the Georgia culture. I think Smoke Bowie is going to thrive in it. He's going to come back and he's going to thrive in that culture. He can play different spots. He could play outside if he needed to. He could play safety. Heck, if they got thin and they wanted to do some stuff and do some gadget things and stuff like that, they go line him up at receiver, at kick returner. Smoke Bowie can do a lot of different things, and he's going to pay dividends for this Georgia team. That is in terms of a newcomer. If I'm gonna go the quarterback route, okay. Listen, I think Carson Beck. If Todd Monken didn't come back, I think Carson Beck was like far and away the favorite to win that job. I think with Bobo being in there, listen, I still think Carson Beck is the favorite, but I think the chances for Brock Vandagriff and Gunnar Stockton increased dramatically because I think they're, similar to the types of guys that Bobo has had success with in the past. I mean, you look at Murray. Listen, people forget Aaron Murray coming out of high school. I can't tell you how many times back in the day I watched that Plant High School highlight. The dude was scooting, absolutely running. He did some good things with his legs. But listen, you're talking about a 6'4", 215-pound type guy in Brock Vandagriff who can really, really run. That's out there. And then, of course, the legend that is Gunnar Stockton with everything he did in high school. Whoever wins that job, they're really the newcomer, as Tim pointed out, because they're going to be the straw that stirs the drink. You know what I'm saying? And just distributing that ball. But so many playmakers. But this was just for everybody knowing this was just about guys brand new to the roster.
Yeah.
I'm interested though. Who's on y'all top 11 that we didn't, that you guys had? That just share with me too, because it's interesting. Because I got Troy
Damian
Bowles.
Gary reference.
I like Troy Bowles, linebacker. You know what I mean? He made my list.
What about Sam?
See, I could have put
Sam
Raylan Wilson on there. Yeah, Samuel and Pima and Raylan Wilson could have been on there too. Yeah. But here's the problem. There's just so many inside linebackers right now.
Yeah.
Because you got he's just buried behind him. But listen, Raylan Wilson was all over the field. That players are accounting for in bowl practice. He was playing as the Ohio State's, on Ohio State's defense on scout team, and really gave them a look. And also, on the TCU side of things, stuff like that. So some people in the chat saying that Bobo being the coordinator helps Gunner. Alex asked, how does it help? Well, Bobo was the main reason that Gunner Stockton committed to South Carolina originally out of high school. And, when Bobo lost his job and Muschamp lost his job over there, that's when Gunner decommitted and came to Georgia. So there is a long-standing relationship there.
You trying to tell me that Gunner's going to be the starter then? That's what you're telling me?
No. I'm not saying that. He's asking how it helps him. It helps him just from familiarity and knowing that Bobo loved him out of high school, right? Because he recruited him. So that's kind of just a way there. But listen, Mike Bobo, like Stafford said right at the beginning of the show, he said, what did he say? He said, Bobo's going to do what's best for the team in terms of personnel, in terms of the play calling of decisions and things like that. And listen, if you got a guy who's been a number one pick, obviously life's been good to him. Did you see all that rich mahogany and them Trace Edens up over him?
I thought he was that rabid.
Yeah, I didn't know where he was, bro. Hey,
Dude, he's up there. It's like Anchorman. Look at my leather bound books and my and my rich mahogany back here. So he's over there, living the good life, and he's done that because he was set up for. He had tremendous God-given talent, but he was set up for success at Georgia. What he did, he played in a pro style system there at Georgia, and was able to translate over. Daniel McClendon says his trophy room, but that's the size of my whole house over there. So man, it's good stuff, guys. I thought this Elite 11 was fun to do. Obviously, Knowshon, people commenting on your shirt over there, man. You might want to stand up a little bit, let them see. They hate us because they ain't us. That comes from Smack Apparel over there. You can go to smackapparel.com, use UGA Sports for 10% off. Back-to-back national champs. They've got all different kind of options over there. If you like the Braves, they've got Brave shirts over there. You're an NFL fan of various teams. They got Kansas City gear, all that kind of stuff. But use promo code UGA Sports. It's in the comments down below. Do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, tell your friends about the Matthew Stafford interview, about all the interviews we have coming up. Talked to DJ Shockley this week. We're going to have him on soon at some point. Shockley's going to be on with us. We're going to have a bunch of different guests. That's what Georgia Players section is. Guys, real quick, right before we get off, I know TK wanted to tell a player that he's breaking the rules on this one too, but I'll give it to him. A newcomer outside of Georgia's team in the SEC that you think is going to be tremendous. And I'll go ahead and have the Dos Zapatos queued up. So so here we go. We got a Dos Zapatos prediction from Tavarres King.
She don't want that 2-footed bad boy. She don't want that Dos Zapatos animal. You know what I'm saying?
Amigo Moreno. Hey, my Dos Zapatos is, I think Joe Milton's going to ball out this year. I don't care, bro. I think he's going to have a good year, bro. Been hearing all the buzz about his arm. Can't get it under control. We know he has an arm. We know, as my man Blayne says, has a rocket has a howitzer attached to his body.
Side of his body.
Yes, sir. So listen, man, I think, man, given time, given opportunity in that Josh Heupel offense, he can get things under control. I am pulling for him. I'm rooting for him to do well, and I think he's gonna do well, bro. I think it's time. I think he's bounced around a few places, has learned, has grown, and it's time, bro. I mean, obviously, we'll have not the caliber of receivers that he had there last year, but he's probably a better caliber of quarterback than he's been in the years past. So you saw what he did in the bowl game, and I think that he's going to be special. This being a players section, we do wanted to talk about the rest of the SEC.
Yeah,
so I had to throw that in there and say something about my man Joe Milton.
And just so people know, we wanted to be more Georgia-centric this show with the newcomers and stuff, but we're going to start dabbling into more SEC position groups and things like that and some rankings and stuff like that as we go forward. I do want to throw two names out there that I think people need to know that moved around. Obviously, these are bigger type names, but Devin Leary to Kentucky, that is humongous. With Liam Cohen coming in there, what he was able to do 2 years ago with that Kentucky offense, now he gets a quarterback who is very, very dangerous in the pocket. Also, has been able to break all kinds of records at NC State. Even Phillip Rivers, some of Phillip Rivers' records fell when he was over there. So Devin Leary's a name to keep an eye on, and also Trey Knox going over from Arkansas to South Carolina at tight end. Spencer Rattler doesn't have Jaheim Bell there anymore. Lost a couple of his outside receiver targets. Trey Knox could have a big year. But guys, that is Knowshon. Do you got anybody? I don't remember.
Yeah, man. I just want to give a shout out to Tim. Trevor. Chris out there.
Alex Page.
Page on there. Who else is out there on
Daniel
McClendon? On the chat? Yeah, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
I said Tim already.
Diane.
Everybody.
Diane, listen, Diane's one of the OGs. Her and Tim are sitting up right now on their back patio out there with a nice setup. I mean, a sweet setup. Watching this.
Y'all ain't gonna have us invited over. Y'all ain't gonna invite us over.
Live show at the Collins house. That's what's going down over there. Absolutely.
Man. So appreciate it, man. Keep those texts coming in too, for sure.
Absolutely. Appreciate everybody. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and we will catch you next Wednesday night at 8:30.
I'm gonna crack another one open.
Georgia Players Section. Guys, with Tavarres and Knowshon on UGAsports.com. Catch you next time.
The best in this sport. Whether you like it or not, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. Woo!